We talked about it earlier. LeBron James was injured for a lot of the first part of this season, so he's kind of out of the news. And he has made up for that lost time by all of a sudden, every single day, he's doing something. Whether it's punching Isaiah Stewart in the face and causing him to bleed, making a huge fight, and then running away from Isaiah Stewart like the pussy that he is, or whether it's getting fans kicked out of a basketball game, whether it's getting fined for grabbing his nutsack on the court and using obscene language in post-game interviews, and now again trying to refute what Isaiah Stewart is claiming about him. LeBron James is constantly in the news, and he just is a reminder that everybody hates this guy for a fucking reason.
Yeah, I mean, he is the worst. He is literally the worst. And there is a reason. It's not because he's as good as he is. Everybody appreciates the fact that he's a really great basketball player and a great athlete. It's because of the type of person he is. He is a fake. He is a phony. He is a coward. All of that like flopping that we see from him over the years, that just kind of gives you a little bit of an insight into his personality and the type of person he is. Again, never forget, this is the guy who created a fake hate crime before Jussie Smollett did it. He was Jussie Smollett before Jussie Smollett. He was the Bubba Wallace before Bubba Wallace did it. And then, of course, the mainstream media jumped on this story as soon as it happened and go, oh my God, LeBron James is a victim of a racial hate crime. And then, of course, once the police showed up, the same police that LeBron James says are hunting people in the streets, black people in the streets, the same police that gave him a police escort to the Jay-Z Justin Timberlake concert when he was in Miami, but they're hunting black people every day, according to LeBron. Shows up to the house. There's literally no evidence that this thing ever happened. There's no security footage in this gated community. Yes, LeBron, a gated community. Suddenly, LeBron seems like he's a fan of building walls. Interesting how that works out, LeBron, isn't it? But then, of course, the media moved away from that story as soon as it seemed like there was really no story there, and he was never held accountable. That's who LeBron James is. He is a garbage person. And what we've seen from this guy in the last few weeks just continues to confirm everything we've been saying about him.
Yeah, 100%. You guys have been blasting him on Black and White too, John.
Yeah, we have. I don't even know where to begin with this guy. I really don't. I'm just at a loss for words right now. Also, Enes Kanter called him a liar as well. Remember, LeBron said that Enes walked right past him and didn't say anything. Well, Enes said that he was actually taking a photo with a fan, and LeBron walked past him. Complete one opposite. I mean, somebody's lying here about that. LeBron is not the kind of person that likes to answer the hard questions, because I'm pretty sure that Enes would ask him about China. And if we had an honest media, when LeBron James was actually saying, well, I'm not going to give Enes the time of day or something along those lines, the media should ask him, well, what are your thoughts on China? But of course, they're not going to ask him that. Maybe LeBron has the Joe Biden treatment where it's all scripted, and you must ask this question to LeBron or else, that kind of thing. He never gets asked any hard questions. I mean, even the Malcolm X book question, that was kind of softball right there.
It was literally, what do you think about that book that you've been pretending to read for the past several days? That's assuming, that's giving him an opportunity. And he's like, well, he's a great man.
A great man.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit into it now. Incredible things, incredible person. They no follow-ups, no like, do you have any like specifics, LeBron James? You know what I mean? Nothing. They give him a pass because that's what the media does.
Like right here. By the way, I didn't know I had the ability to just share that. I thought Ryan would pop up for Ryan, so I must have the manager feature on here. But first of all, 4 years ago? That was 4 years ago? What the hell, dude?
That seems like yesterday. But he was in Cleveland. He was in Cleveland back then.
Oh my God. I didn't realize
LeBron was a trendsetter. LeBron was before Jussie Smollett, before Bubba Wallace. It was LeBron James, the OG fake hate crime.
Yeah, so I mean, just wanted to show everybody, remind everybody about that, because it's fallen so far out of the mainstream. They just completely ignored it. But there is no evidence that this even happened. No evidence that this even happened. Yet the media jumped on it and built it up to be this big thing. It's absolutely disgusting, man. So I just wanted to show that just to let everybody know what we were talking about. Dude, he's such a piece of garbage.
And didn't that
And
house have cameras? And it
I
didn't
mean,
catch
it would
anything?
There's
yeah, I mean,
no way that gate doesn't have a fucking camera that's multi-million-dollar fucking mansion.
yeah.
There was no pictures taken, no footage, no nothing. Just,
And his
people, yeah.
his boys apparently spray painted over it before the police got there.
Yeah, that
This
seems like
racist graffiti.
that seems like tampering with evidence, right?
Yes. And
Well,
the
it seems like it
yeah,
didn't fucking happen. That's
it
what
seems to me like
Yeah.
it didn't happen at all. So
Yeah, absolutely. And just as a reminder, the things we've had since we streamed last, these are all the things that LeBron James has been in the news for. He got ejected for striking Isaiah Stewart in the face. He's claimed it wasn't intentional. I think we all understand what happened right here.
Mhm.
I think it's pretty fucking obvious. LeBron James turns and looks at him and hits him in the face.
Elbow first and
oh,
bam.
Boom.
bro.
Yeah, and it wasn't that elbow that did any damage. It was the fist,
No,
right?
it's the
Yeah.
fist, the backhand.
It's the back. It's like a spinning back fist. That's what it was. I do not think LeBron James intended to make the man bleed like that. I don't think that was what he was doing. I think he was just frustrated, and he turned, looked at him, and fucking hit him. That's what happened, and it caused this big scene where LeBron James hid behind about 50 other players because he was too scared to actually talk to Isaiah Stewart. He's pretended like it didn't happen. He's pretended like it was an accident, I should say. Not that it didn't happen, but it's pretty obvious for anyone watching. Then, of course, it wasn't that much later that LeBron James plays snitch. LeBron James, when he goes and he points to these two fans at the Pacers game, right fucking there, and gets them kicked out. Now, we've heard a lot of the LeBron James defenders saying, well, they were saying stuff about his kid. There's zero evidence of that out there. There's one fucking random YouTube comment that people are spreading like wildfire. Just look at our comment section today and you ask yourself if you think that's fucking reliable. And then also, the same person made a TikTok video where they put out a bunch of clips of their seats from the game, supposedly. However, not a single one of those videos that they took, a ton of footage with these people that got kicked out in it, they weren't saying shit to LeBron, never anything, not even recording when they got kicked out. There's no evidence to support that, but bronzexuals are going to stand him all that they can. The simple fact is this dude, not even a calendar year ago, got other people kicked out. He got people kicked out. Remember the courtside Karens for calling him a bitch. So it doesn't have to be something crazy outlandish for LeBron James to kick people out of a game. And that's what these people cannot get through their heads. LeBron James can't handle people chirping. He can't handle criticism. And he has white people thrown out of a basketball game. That's what LeBron James did. And then continued to try to play victim about the entire thing. And then he got fined for things he did during that same game. To LeBron's defense, I don't think people should be fined for doing a celebration like the Sam Cassell big ball celebration. I really don't think we need to be fining for that in the NBA. So that's where I'll come to LeBron's defense. The one and only time, literally for nothing else.
Yep. And again,
the league has just gotten so soft, though, man, that eventually, they were going to do something about it. I remember the Sam Cassell when he was with the Rockets, and that was pretty weak by the NBA, but it's not surprising because the players they're weak. They just are.
Yeah. No, it is. I mean, this whole thing, look, LeBron James is a terrible person. He's not a good person. He's not a good ambassador for the league. In fact, he's been really negative for the league. We've documented that time and time again. His play is separate from what we're talking about, but even still, his on the court antics aren't good either. But again, could you imagine Michael Jordan having a couple of random fans kicked out of a game because they said something mean to him? This is the definition of a person that couldn't survive a Modern Warfare 2 lobby. My God. Like, Michael Jordan, you want me to tell you what Michael Jordan did? Not that what he would do in this situation. What he did is, if people were chirping at him, if people were saying horrible things, all he would do was use that to crush the other team, and he would stare down the people that were talking to him every time he would hit a shot. He would just crush the other team just using those people as motivation. That's what he would do.
Speaking of Jeremy, we have fucking evidence
shit.
of that. The Jordan Rules posted this on that day because Michael Jordan was trending, because people said exactly that. You'd never see Michael Jordan do something like this. So somebody's shitting on Jordan for his shoes. They're shitting on him for his shot, saying he can't make anything. That's what's happening right now. And instead of going over having his fan kicked out like a pussy, like LeBron James would, let's watch and see what MJ does.
The definition of the goat.
On Jordan's shoes, especially not that little guy right there. Now Jordan seemed basically oblivious. Kept playing, reinforcing his teammates there. I thought he never heard it until after this shot. Drains it, points to the heckler, and then starts yelling at him. Watch. He points to the heckler and then trash talks it. Unbelievable. And then watch what he does after this play. Drains it for his 23rd point of the half. They call a timeout. And when he goes on the bench, watch what he does next. Points to the same guy. I couldn't believe this. I had to make sure that was.
Oh,
that's how you handle it.
Oh, yeah, man.
That is how you handle it. Not by kicking people out of the game. What an enormous bitch LeBron James is. That's the facts.
Yep.
I remember Jordan, also, I can't remember if this was the 80s or 90s. There was another heckler heckling Michael Jordan. Jordan dunked on somebody, and it was a smaller player, and somebody in the crowd said, hey, can't you pick on somebody your own size? And he comes down and he dunks on, maybe it was Dikembe Mutombo. I don't remember, but he turned back to the guy and said, is that good enough for you?
Is that good enough? Yeah.
Yeah. No, the Mutombo one. Have you ever seen the Jordan Mutombo thing?
Oh, yeah.
He dunked on Mutombo and did the finger wag.
Well, there's a history behind it, because Mutombo basically says he's never going to dunk on me, right?
Yeah.
And Jordan gets one off and then gives him the fucking finger wag. So,
like, here it is right here. I got it. Let me show everybody real quick, just so we can have context to it. Because again, what we're showing is the wide discrepancy in someone like LeBron James versus someone like the great Michael Jordan. And this is why the NBA is suffering so much, because we don't have this type of mentality. But right here,
Mike, come on, man. You can't be for real. You haven't got me yet. Huh? Mike, don't even try. You want me to go call Scotty? You have to call Scotty. Boy. What you call Scotty for? I haven't got you recently. Yeah, I agree with that. No, you haven't got me in 6 years. Why don't you guys just go and say? No. He said, I'll get you one day. He never dunked on you. He never put you on the highlight. No. He said, I would love to give my poster, but it's not happening. It's not going to happen. You know he's lying. It's never going to happen. Oh, man. All right, we're going to cancel your green. Boy. Who gets it?
Just tipped it out. Michael will get it forward for the fresh shot clock. MJ. But he's finally getting his dunk on Mount Mutombo.
He never dunked on you. He never put you on the highlight. No. He said, I would love to give my
I missed the 90s.
Oh, man.
See, if that happened today and Michael wagged the finger at him, that'll be a technical foul.
That'd be a technical foul. Yeah, they probably suspended for 7 games. It's like, for like taunting and a hate crime. They probably listed as a fucking hate crime at this point. My God. But yeah. And Johnny Arnett, who's in the chat, he made a video here on the channel about why basketball is better in the 90s. And Johnny knows his stuff, so you guys make sure you check his channel out. But we love having him part of Sports Wars for sure. So
absolutely. And the bottom line is that LeBron James continues to show each and every day why he is one of the most hated athletes in the entire world, because of the hypocrisy, because of the basically bitch-made behavior that we see out of him all the fucking time. And all the hate LeBron gets is very much deserved.